Hello friends, Miss Katie here to read you a story today. And I'm reading you a new story that is brand new to our family. It's been around for a while, but it is the story of Ferdinand by Munro with drawings by Robert Lawson. And today, my special helper for reading this book to you is my son Liam. Come here, buddy. Hey.
Hi.
Very well dressed young man here. So, we have the story of Ferdinand. All right. Do you remember where it takes place? Once upon a time in Spain. There was a little bull, and his name was Ferdinand. All the other little bulls he lived with would run and jump and butt their heads together.
That's butt.
Ooh, buddy, point to the book. No, the book, the actual book. Over here. Buddy, Liam, point to the book. There you go. Butt their heads together. Good job.
Snorting.
And they're snorting.
And that's Ferdinand.
Yeah. Wait, let's find out. But not Ferdinand.
No.
He liked to sit quietly and smell the flowers. He had a favorite spot out in the pasture under a cork tree. It was his favorite tree, and he would sit in the shade all day and smell the flowers. Good job, buddy. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome all by himself. "Why don't you run and play with the other bulls and skip and butt your head?" she would say. But Ferdinand would shake his head. "I like it better here, where I can sit just quietly and smell the flowers." His mother saw that he was not lonesome because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow. And she let him sit just there and be happy.
Are kids bulls or cows?
The kids are called calves.
Oh.
The daddies are called bulls. And the mommies are called cows. That's right. As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until he was very big and very strong.
So I'll show you something.
Yeah?
So there's 1, 3, 1, 2.
Yeah. It shows how he's growing. Do we do that in our house?
Yeah.
Yeah. All the other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture would fight each other all day. They would butt each other and stick each other with their horns. What they wanted most of all was to be picked to fight at the bullfights in Madrid. But not Ferdinand. He still liked to sit just quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. One day, 5 men came up in very funny hats to pick the biggest, fastest, roughest bull to fight in the bullfights in... Do you remember the name of the Spanish city, buddy? Madrid. All the other bulls ran around snorting and butting, leaping and jumping, so the men would think they were very strong and fierce and pick them. Ferdinand knew that they wouldn't pick him, and he didn't care. So he went out to his favorite cork tree to sit down. That's him. That's Ferdinand. Which one's your favorite funny hat, buddy? Nope, point to the book.
Oh, can you go back, please? There.
Oh, okay. What's your favorite funny hat? That one?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a tall sombrero. I love it. All right. He didn't look where he was sitting. And instead of sitting on the nice cool grass in the shade, he sat on a bumblebee. Well, if you were a bumblebee and a bull sat on you, what would you do?
I would sting.
You would sting him. Here, buddy, come in. We can't see you.
Oh.
We would sting him. And that is just what the bee did to Ferdinand.
Can we start over again because I was not in it?
No, we'll keep going. It's okay. Wow, did it hurt? Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. Can you snort? He ran around puffing and snorting, butting and pawing, and the ground as if he were crazy. And the 5 men saw him, and they all shouted with joy. Here was the largest and fiercest bull of all. Just the one for the bullfights in Madrid.
Whoa, that's pretty strong.
So they took him away for the bullfight day in a cart. What a day it was. Flags were flying, bands were playing, and all the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. They had a parade into the bull ring. First came the banderilleros with long sharp pins with ribbons on them to stick the bull and make him mad. Next came the picadores, who rode skinny horses, and they had long spears to stick the bull and make him madder. Then came the matador. He, the proudest of all, thought he was very handsome, and bowed to the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword, and was supposed to stick the bull last of all. Then came the bull. And you know who that was, didn't you? Who was it, Liam?
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand. Liam, here's the book. Liam.
And that's Ferdinand.
Ferdinand.
Yo.
They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all the banderilleros were afraid of him, and the picadores were afraid of him, and the matador was scared stiff. Ferdinand ran into the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and stick his horns around. But not Ferdinand. When he got in the middle of the ring, he saw the flowers and all the lovely ladies' hair, and he just sat down quietly and smelled. He wouldn't fight and be fierce, no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled, and the banderilleros were mad, and the picadores were madder, and the matador was mad so mad he cried because he couldn't show off his cape and sword. So they had to take Ferdinand home. And for all I know, he is sitting there still under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flowers, just quietly. Liam, do you know what the last line is? And he is very
strong.
Happy.
Happy.
He is strong, but he's also happy.
I thought he was strong.
I think he's strong, but I think it's telling you that being happy is good too. The end. Thanks, bud.
Bye, Mrs. Painter.
Bye, everyone.